Good morning everyone, you guys have asked for it, so today is the day I'm revealing what's in my camera bag exactly. What is my travel camera gear for 2019? Are you ready? Let's go! Alright guys, I hope you're having an amazing day. We got a little bit sidetracked on the way to Polynesia and I ended up in California. This place is beautiful. I'm just wondering why not everyone moves here. When we had to choose a place, I remember with my wife, California was really big on the list. If you're living in California, let me know in the comments. Let's get to this camera bag. What's inside in 2019? What kind of gear did I change compared to last year? Am I going to change something in the future? How do I feel about it? A lot of you have been asking and I want to share exactly everything I've been using and everything I've discovered that I really love. Before we go any further, I want to know what kind of camera bag do you use? Let me know in the comments, I'm super curious. Let's get started. I want to show you on the outside. First of all, on the outside, before revealing any camera stuff, let's just talk about accessory. This Peak Design strap, holder, holster, something. I've had it for a year now and every single day or maybe more I've been using it. Remember I talked to you about it guys in one of the video about accessories I cannot live without. This one is always on, so my camera is literally always strapped on here when I'm not shooting. Now in terms of camera gear, I did make a little bit of addition to the gear and that's what I want to share with you. So first of all, you might be wondering what kind of camera bag is that. So if you're asking, this is the f-stop bag. I think the name of the bag is Ajna. I'll link everything below in the description. The first thing I want to say is I've had that bag for 3 years I think, and it's been incredible. It got beaten up like crazy. It went through the snow, rain, sand, water, ocean, everywhere, and well, it's still in great condition. I just made a change. You might have seen on the Instagram stories, I received a new ICU. ICU is basically that removable compartment that goes inside the bag with all the little pockets for the gear. I changed it because I had a medium size, which was half the bag, which was great. But for Polynesia, I have a lot more gear, or at least I'm taking everything with me, which means I need a little bit more space. So let's start from bottom to the top. As you can see right here, I've got the 70-200, the mighty 70-200 f2.8 from Sony. It's an amazing lens. As I mentioned in the video, I've been thinking about getting rid of it, but every time I just think, nah, I shouldn't, and I just keep it. So I still have it, I still use it. I haven't replaced it for the 85 1.8. I will use that 70-200 when I go on trips like Polynesia, where I will need a very long focal range because I want a lot of compression. I want the 200mm and I want it to be able to turn into a 300mm when I turn on super APS-C mode. But if I were to travel just to a city, I would most likely leave that one at home, travel lighter with the 85mm 1.8. I've tried it a few times, love it. I just haven't invested yet in it. As you guys might know, well, money doesn't fall from the sky, so it's always a little bit difficult. When you invest in new gear, you really need to make sure that you will use it. In terms of camera, the camera is still the same. This is a Sony a7R III. I got it when it just came out. I love having more megapixel. I love being able to crop in. But if you want something that is super strong in low light for video, the a7 III is going to be a little bit better. So that's just something you want to remember. In terms of microphone, I have a Shure VP83 microphone. I've had it for the past 3 years. It's an amazing microphone. The only downside is the cable is a bit weak. I had to kind of work it out. So far so good, no other problem. I love that microphone. All right, so we've got 70-200. I place it, and that's a tip from backpacking when I was hiking a lot. And I still try to, but you know, life, maybe kids one day, who knows. Actually I would hike with the kids. I can put them in the backpack, right? 70-200 at the bottom, it's the heaviest, so I want the weight to be at the bottom of the backpack. Then when we go a little bit higher, we see there is another lens. So that's the second lens that I have in the bag at all times. It's a 24mm f1.4. This lens is magical in low light. 1.4 is absolutely beautiful. You might have seen I have a bunch of videos about that lens. I've just fell in love with it. And look at that size. It's tiny, beautiful. It shoots astro magically. Love that lens. No, nothing to complain about. Next lens I have is mounted right now. It's a 16-35 f2.8. I think that's a amazing lens. It's very sharp. As you might have seen, I broke it once. I had to repair it myself. At one point I will send it back and they will recalibrate it. Next, over on top of the 70-200 we have a filter box for the drone. Alright, so the drone, I have currently a Mavic Pro 2. I didn't take the zoom version. I thought about it a lot, but I really wanted that 1-inch sensor because the quality is really amazing. So it fits in the bag, it's great as usual. Size is the most important for me. I really need stuff to fit in the bag easily. Now we have a few more accessories right here. We've got a new toy that just arrived before I left, a 360 camera. This thing is really fun. It's kind of hard to edit. Love it. I will make another video if you want, if you're curious. I can make another video about it. Full specs in the link below because I think it shoots in 5.7K, which is very high definition, which is great because I had one in the past and the quality was really low. Now, in that little pouch, we have something magical, which is called the GoPro Hero 7. I upgraded. I had the 4 for years and finally upgraded that smoothing, and also the back screen really decided me to switch because it's actually nice to see what you're shooting or how you're framing your subject. And as you know, in Polynesia I will be shooting underwater, and for underwater this is going to be crucial, and I'm going to combine it with a dome. And the dome, I will make a specific video about all my underwater stuff. I can't wait to use that. Next, what do we have here? Filters. So we have a few filters here and we have a few filters in the side pocket, right? So I mentioned filter pouch, essential. I got the Polar Pro ones and they come in boxes, which means they're already protected, but I still put them here so I can stack them. So we've got ND, what is that? ND polarizing ND16, great for video. Polarizing really brings out the colors and like makes the sky a little bit darker. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch the video on just filters. It's gonna help you. I'm gonna make another one about all the dangers because there's a lot of stuff to know about those. Next, this essential. If you want to save money, those are adapter rings, meaning my 82mm filter is going to adapt on a 67mm lens ring. And that's essential because it will help you use only one filter for several lenses. Very, very important if you want to save money. But make sure you buy the widest diameter, otherwise you can't step up, if that makes sense. So that's for the filters. Next, in here we have two little pouches. I highly recommend you, whenever you get gear and it comes with a pouch, never throw away those pouches. They're so helpful. Here I've got a few drone cables and extra blades. You always need those, especially when you go in remote locations. Then here, my microphone recorder. If I want to use a lavalier mic, that is perfect. So it's a Zoom H1. It is great. You can use it like that, or you just plug an external mic. I use it to record some parts of the podcast also. Really, really love that tool. And the video we did with Sean Tucker in London, we were actually holding that guy under the camera because we had problems with our microphones. Next, SD card pouch. As usual, put your SD card safe and secure, not gonna get crushed and also not gonna get wet. You want them to be organized. This is great. You might have seen it in my previous video. Intervalometer, essential if you're shooting with a Sony A7 III, A7R3 for example, because they removed the intervalometer from the built-in applications, which means you need an external one. But spoiler alert, apparently in April a firmware update will reintegrate it in the camera, which means we can take time lapses straight into the camera. That is very, very exciting to me. Okay, next we have a Narbox 1.0. The 2.0 is coming out really soon. I'm very excited. I like the one, but the 2 really will help me, I think, work on the field directly with my files. And I have a little SD card reader, always very practical. For example, if I want that guy to be faster, use an external card reader that you plug on the USB 3. That's a little hack, and it was like 3 times faster, which was great. Can't wait for the V2. I think they've been working on something amazing for us. So we'll see, we'll see, we'll see. So that's for the main compartment, guys. That's for the main compartment. If you have any questions, ask them right now in the comments. Side pockets, very important. Side pockets right here, got some tape. You always need tape. Extra battery. On the other side, I usually have my Joby tripod that I mounted with a special plate to adapt the Manfrotto one, because I used the Arca Swiss plate and it slipped through, which was a terrible idea. The camera fell on the floor. It wasn't good. The Manfrotto has, like, you once it's locked in, it cannot go anywhere. It cannot slide in or out. It's great. So I just adapted it on top of it, makes it a little bit heavier, but I mean, that saves your camera gear. I think it's worth it, to be honest. So that's what goes on that side. Now, the cool part is that I still have space. So what I do is I usually put my laptop on top here. I close the bag, and that's how you end up at 39.5 pounds with all your camera gear. At the top I still have room, so I've got some workout clothes because I went for the first time I did CrossFit. Has anyone ever tried CrossFit? It's kind of intense. Charger, cables, headphones. There is something I just got after seeing, I don't remember what I saw, a video, and someone had one of those and I was like, that looks great if I'm on a boat and there is a lot of splash. It's a rain sleeve. And that's fairly cheap. I think I paid $6. I mean, for a plastic bag, I think it's still a lot, but it's adapted for the camera. Oh, there are two of them inside. I will leave them at the bottom. So I didn't show you, but that backpack is cool because it has a bottom pocket. Over here, there is a pocket all the way at the bottom where at all times I have a poncho right here, over here. Now I'm gonna add the camera sleeve on top of that, and that's gonna be all my crazy weather security equipment over there. On the top part of that bag, you can still add stuff. That's crazy. It's 40 liters, but I mean, you can put so much. Passport, a few pens, tools, headphones, everything I need handy. And then there is another pocket that is at the front, which is over here. I put that, which is great. You just slide it in. Keeps you warm when you're shooting at night, for example. Whew. I think we went around all the gear. Now, a few consideration about gear, a few tips if you're thinking of upgrading, if you're thinking of adding stuff in your bag. I just wanted to let you know, think about the usage you're going to have. I've been caught in the past where I would buy gear or lenses and I would use them literally once, twice, 3 times, and I just felt that it wasn't great. So what I suggest if you're hesitating with new gear is highly to either rent it, ask a friend to make sure that you really need it. If you can go in that optic of it's called essentialism, well, then that's gonna be great. You see, I didn't change too much in my gear. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I also carry a normal tripod, which is right here. The camera is on it right now. Nothing special about it. It's a cheap tripod. I put it in the description too. It has done its job. Yes, you can get a carbon fiber tripod, etc. If you have the money for it, go for it. I don't have the budget for it. That's the truth. Yeah, that's it. Hope this has been helpful. I'm gonna hit the road, go to the airport, and we're gonna meet in Polynesia. With that being said, guys, I hope you have enjoyed that video. If you're new to the channel, I'm a travel photographer. I'm going to Polynesia. I'm going to be taking you on all those adventures, so please make sure you hit the SUBC button, ring that notification bell, and I will see you in the next episode. Remember, guys, get out there, go shoot, try something different, try something new, and I will see you. I already said that. Bye.